sense like this bareness because in them, and it's funny because this one guy was talking about I wrote the idea for this and then they stole it, and he's just like a bitter old man. And then like he also was like the acting in that type of movie I was never really fond of. I called it Wes Craven acting. No, I mean,
Damn.
and he's like he was my neighbor, but I was never really fond of his films. And I'm like, God damn, just like.
But that's your neighbor. You need to go tell him that. Hey
But
man, I
not
need you to move.
no, not just that. Like I don't know who you are. I know who Wes Craven is. So it's like, so you're
Right.
shitting on a man who was a bigger star than you. Yeah, he's in the ground first, but like Wes Craven was
Right.
Wes Craven. Like
But to say you were a neighbor of his, it's just like, what did you do? Like, obviously, you wrote some screenplays, but you had to get something off in order for you to actually get that house. And if they weren't that successful, how did you get that house? Did you produce anything?
it's
That's the type of questions I would ask.
well, it's always those guys who like wrote those scripts. Like you can, or like it's also like doing punch up and stuff like that. So it's always interesting to hear like these guys who made a living off being writers. It was just like I didn't get paid for this one, even though I should have because of how much I worked on it. But then I got to work on something else, like the guy who he was supposed to do He-Man, Masters of the Universe, he was supposed to write it in the mid 2000s for John Woo. Um, he he rewrote. I mean, not rewrote, but he wrote Small Soldiers, and he wrote another big movie in the '90s. And then he went on to write, but then like Underdog and like a bunch of other shitty movies where it's like, oh, so like again, like when you get in that studio system, you're supposed to do Jumanji 2 when it was in the 2000s, not even in the new one when it was supposed to be like post Robin Williams, like right after that. So it was an interesting thing to listen to. But and as someone who's always interested in that stuff, of the stuff we didn't get made or the original versions, it's like yeah, a lot of these guys didn't really have hits a lot of the times, and like for you being out there and kind of being in it somewhat, you would know what it's like of like the struggle, or you probably saw people like you've said before, like Stephen Caple Jr. Like, oh yeah, I remember him back then, and like he's the guy who's made a Transformer movie and a Creed movie, and that's what this one guy said. He's like, I was writing, and I was at Cal Arts, and there was some weird kid there named Tim Burton, and there was another guy named John Lasseter, and he went on to do Pixar. And as I'm writing, I also met Terry Rossio and his partner Ted Elliott. They went on to do Shrek, Aladdin, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like, and sir, I don't know who you are, but I know those guys. Like, it's just that thing of like the world is so huge that like the whole, for one out of every million, there's, yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where the entertainment business is you got to just hit. I don't know how to explain the entertainment business unless you like part of it and you've been part of it for a long time, or even if you're starting out, it's one of those things where you hear it's the lottery. It's a combination of working because you got to be extremely consistent. Like if you want to know how consistent you could be with anything in life, try to get into the entertainment business. This is definitely part of the entertainment business. It's like the new part of the entertainment business. That's why it's so young, and it's going to grow. Like right now, it's at a standstill, but eventually it'll grow again. Falls, but this is definitely part of the entertainment industry. If you want to know how you can be consistent in anything, do a podcast or just anything in the business that's in front of camera. It's yeah, you'll see how strong you can be and how great you want to be and whatever the case may be if you go about it the right way. Especially if you're in the film business and you don't bend the knee.
And that's really what it is like these guys, they end up having careers in it. It's just they didn't have the superstar careers they probably could have been if this big project they were writing ever came to fruition. It was like the original versions of Spider-Man, the original version of Batman, the original version of this movie, and then what happened was that movie got completely changed. Like again, famously, I talked about this with Double G a few weeks ago. It's kind of a known thing now. But again, Bad Boys was a completely different version of a movie way before Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And like to think it's all about breaks and luck a lot of the time. It's you got to really be in the right place at the right time and have luck. As shitty as that is to say, but it's true. Because again, like Eddie Murphy doesn't have the soup. Eddie Murphy gets Beverly Hills Cop because Sly Stallone can't figure it out. He doesn't feel right for it. I mean, his idea was he wanted to do Cobra. Basically, he wanted to make it Cobra, and they're like, "No, we want to make this movie." So they ended up parting ways, and he still makes Cobra, but they go to Eddie Murphy with Beverly Hills Cop. He's like, "Yeah, I'll do it for this and this," and they're like, "Done." And I say that because this is the podcast where I found out about him doing the Hong Kong Phooey movie, which seeing that test footage was a trip because it's like, wow, they really were serious about this.
But again, it's Warner Brothers. What has history shown in the past 2 years along with Warner Brothers? They will can something that got potential for something that's trash, but as long as it makes them money, they don't care. And besides that, hey, they got one thing that made them money. Now they got nothing that's about to make them money, and it's about to get real dark for Warner Discovery.
What was funny is it's like we're coming out. And again, the Batman didn't do 1 billion. And I'm not doing that shit on the Batman, but the whole point of like the Batman was like it made 700, but it was like, is the second even going to come close to that now? But the NBA thing was just like we're keeping it. We're keeping the NBA. And everyone's like, yes, inside the NBA gets to stay. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know if I said this a couple weeks ago, but I never really cared for inside the NBA because I didn't have TNT at my mom's. And by the time I got it, I never really cared because I didn't care for the whole Shaq being whatever. This guy's not going to be great, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about Kenny Smith. Never have, never will. And Charles Barkley. And it's just true. It's like, all right, I get it. Like, you played at North Carolina. You were on the Elijah Wan teams. Like, I get it. And anything else? Like,
yeah, he won 3-point contest from what I remember. Or I
think Jason Capono won a 3-point contest. If you want to go take it that far.
Hey man, he was good for the Raptors. Him and Jose Calderon.
You would think they're both like European. I think Jason Capono was just a white guy from America, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then Jose Calderon. There you go. I think he was Argentinian.
He's from Spain, yeah.
Same thing.
All right, but then Charles Barkley's commentary has always been up and down me. So like I was one of these guys crying like, oh my god, we're gonna lose inside the NBA. It's even got worse when they're like, let's bring in who's the one person we shouldn't have had, but we're gonna add anyway. Draymond Green, come on down.
But dude, inside the NBA hasn't been good in the past couple of years. Like I haven't really. It's been episodes like I'll miss, and it used to be a thing with me. I didn't miss any episodes. Like in the late, I'll say like in the mid 2000s, late 2000s, especially early 2010s. Like, bro, you couldn't get me to miss an episode of Inside the NBA. That was like my favorite show. Like I used to look forward to Thursday, especially when I was working 12, 14 hours a day on something. I'd be like, all right, when I come back tonight, that was my whole thing, leaving set and coming back and watching Inside the NBA because it was on TiVo or DVR and watching that. But the past couple of years, I really haven't had any intentions of like watching it like that. It hasn't been the same for me.
And for them to cling to this idea of like our studio shows what should allow us to keep the NBA, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm there to watch the game. I'm not there to watch the studio show. Just because ABC has the worst studio show doesn't mean I'm not going to watch their game sooner or put the game on sooner. It's like, it's just there on mute until the game starts. And even then the game's still on mute because it's not like I want to hear everyone's commentary. But they then come out and say, like, we're not taking Warner Discovery's deal. We're going to stick with the Amazon deal we originally wanted. And Warner Discovery and David Zaslav, who continues to be the biggest fucking idiot in the last 2 years, it's just astounding. Of like, and CM Punk tried to name drop him as some flex with the one bill Phil, which is like, if you're trying to use David Zaslav as a cosign, you, sir, need help. You're muted.
I'm muted?
You just were. Now you're good.
Oh, I had my hand over the gimmick. Nah, but the thing is, like you just said about CM Punk, man, don't let me start to hate. We already know what it is with him.
Well, he's got a match coming
back.
up, so
I'm good. I've been cleared. Bruh, you've been in the ring. No disrespect. You've been training with women. All right? No disrespect. They're good women. You've been training with them, brother. That's 110 pounds. You feel me? Like, he been training with that, you know, that little cutie pie. That's possible to say, Roxanne Perez, but then you training with Cora Jade, not supposed to believe you ready for a match?
Well, that's the one person you shouldn't be training with because it seems she has his same bone density. That's, again, being straight edge. Maybe there's something to it. My knees hurt. My elbows hurt. Maybe, as Eve would say,
That's why
you ain't got to endorse it, like. Yeah. But that would be a crazy link if we got to look at it. Because I'm trying to think of what's the.
It's like,
what's the best athlete that's a raging drunk? Because Lawrence Taylor was a crackhead, and he was.
Where you want to begin? What era you want to begin?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, exactly. Like, I'm trying to go more modern day because the people back then, they didn't know no better. Len Dawson's smoking a cigarette during halftime of the Super Bowl. So,
Chuck said, speaking inside the NBA, Chuck said he don't eat no fruits or vegetables. He just eat like high blood pressure food and drink. Yeah, that's why his eyes always red.
See, I don't like the fruits, Ernie. I can't eat them. They're disgusting. That's more Obama, but it's.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't say I don't like the fruits because never mind.
Whoa. What he did say, I'll never go out with Madonna again in Space Jam.
That's eat like
hell no. Banana. I still don't know how. Even when I was like young Madonna, I'm like, yeah, but it's that's always
strike a pose. Yeah,
it was basically like after 88. Like, no, thank you.
Damn, she was only like 50 at that point.
Yeah, but again, the milk's gone bad, as they say.
According to the brothers, that's all she liked.
But that's it. It goes from Dennis Rodman, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, which was
Charles ain't hit that. That was a joke.
No, I know it's a joke. But it's like, what are we supposed to believe? Because the Scottie Pippen thing was like the whole Michael Jordan was jealous that she went for him.
Was with her?
There was that rumor that like she tried to get at Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan was mad about that. I'm like, why would I ever believe Michael Jordan would be mad that Madonna doesn't want to go after him? Like, huh?
Wait, Madonna didn't want Jordan? That's Jordan.
Yeah, but again, she's Madonna. So, and these are all rumors. Again, we pissed people off when we were talking politics a few weeks ago, which was funny. Just the comments of people. I'm like, first of all, I don't have to. I don't have to quit my day job and keep doing this. I can do both.
You see what I said? I said we don't quit our day job, sir.
But
I like negative comments because you came to me. I didn't come to you. And the words are better. You want to interview me? I don't want to interview you. You want to interview? You want to talk to me? I don't want to talk to you.
And that's kind of what the NBA is doing now.
Yeah, and that's my life outside the podcast. You want to talk to me? I don't want to talk to you.
That's me, in general. When anyone sees me in public knows don't talk to me because I just had that look on my face of like, why the fuck are you going to talk to me? Like,
yeah, I have that all the time. Yeah, motherfuckers want to have full conversations with me.
Well, you're an approachable dude.
How?
I don't know. It's just something about you.
Hey, yo.
No, that's true. You know it. And when we're in public,
Great Scott.
People, yeah, those are the Doc Pound. Marty,
let's go into the year 2032 with Shaq got another job.
John Mulaney does have the great joke of like, we got an idea. It's called Back to the Future. This kid Marty, he's lazy. His best friend's a guy who's 50 to 80. We're not going to explain how or why. Which is true. And that whole movie's like, was Doc a teacher at the school? Was he a neighbor at some point? Why was Marty so eager to hang out with this old man? Because he had that super huge amplifier, I guess. Like,
I think they did say he was a teacher, right?
I mean, it would make sense. But was he a teacher at the high school? It would make sense, like most teachers, if he was. Anyway, well, I want to go back to what we were saying about the inside of the movie because we're talking about the end is near now, and as soon as we were done recording, a man was assassinated, which is a crazy thing that we again spoke into existence somehow.
No, we didn't. That wasn't us.
I know you and Amp got a lot of mileage out of that, but
no, we didn't. We ain't talking about that.
Are you getting scared? Don't get scared. Yeah. Come on. Oh my God. Why?
They playing about that because they will knock at your door.
Anyway, but that happens, and then on Friday we get the first inkling of a cyber attack because I go to work. I can't access my work computer. Nothing's in terms of what I needed. I wanted to, but I had to stay there in case it turned back on.
Man, I don't understand human beings, bro. If the shit ain't working, let's just go. Don't have me.
No, not at my job. They're gonna make sure you get your 9.5 hours.
That's because you work for a family company.
And then on Sunday, when I'm out at a pool enjoying the day, the fresh air, an old man's like, I'm out. He can't get back up. And it's just like, what? I mean, there's been some crazy
stuff past week.
Yeah. I'm like, what's been going on? And there's a bunch of topics we're going to talk about. But to me, that was just the funniest thing is on Friday, he said, I'm sick, which is hilarious that he's like, how do I let him know I'm not feeling well? He just says, I'm sick. Do you think he tweets for himself?
Dog, he can't see.
That's what I'm saying. So why would you just tell them to say that I'm sick?
That's exactly how he said it.
What did I just tell you? That's how all his conversations go. Can you repeat the question? Like,
can you get on the web and tell them what I said? Why are you talking so slow?
He probably was on a.
Who are you?
On a rotary phone.
And I was just talking about a rotary phone.
Really?
What's the number to Pizza Hut? I don't know.
I just think of that episode of South Park when they take Tally back to his base where he was created. He does a chun, 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 chun. And they're like, "What do you do?" He's like, "That's it. That's the tune of Funky Town. Won't you take me to Funky Town?" Like, that's what he was doing. Theo, come on, this fear.
That episode in a minute. He's like, I gotta get high.
You wanna get high?
Yeah, I gotta get high real quick.
No, we're not gonna get high now, you stupid towel. Like,
and then when he did, then I'm gonna watch the episode tonight. Then when he did it, he was like, he started forgetting combinations. What were we supposed to do?
What's funny is that they had the steroid towel who's like, come on, Tally, you know you want to hit. What's it been? 20, 30 seconds since your last hit? We're just like, god damn. Like, and then he does like Mr. Fantastic stretch to get to the blunt. Like, oh god, we're on a bunch of random shit. That's the thing. Like, this week has been an assassination attempt, which never makes sense because how come the black president never got assassinated? How come the woman candidate never got assassinated? How come this current candidate's not going to get assassinated? So that answers the questions right there. Winner? I'm just saying.
Let me ask you a question. How you feel about a black woman about to be president?
I think it's
Because it looked
amazing.
like it's over. I think it's
Yeah.
like she cleaned up in a day. This is like the Money in the Bank cash in for real. This is Seth Rollins Money in the Bank cash in. Like she's
The heist
slinging
of
it
the
like, bro,
century.
she
Do you
legit.
think that was
Yeah,
their plan? To be honest.
yeah. You want me to start my conspiracy theories? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're here for.
That's why I got these shades, brother. I can see into the future. I'm from the future. Yeah. I got another theory. I don't know if I should say it here, but they said Mission Impossible is one of your favorite movie franchises, right? What's their go-to thing with masks? That's all I'm gonna
Ooh.
say about Biden.
Well, to be fair, yeah, Joe Biden, when he did see that director, he was like, again, that's when we should have known it was a rap because he's like, this AI, it can do this, and they're like,
See,
Joe, what do you think the writers are striking for? Like,
right? Because you know why? He's AI. How we know when the last time people seen him in public prior to all this stuff that happened?
oh no, don't do.
Remember, he was quiet for a minute. No, he was quiet for a minute. Now all of a
Well,
sudden,
no,
he
what
gonna
was
start
funny
showing
is
out.
like he had the bad performance in the debate, and then the next day he was energy, like
See,
he was
see,
back at it. So are you saying like so he's a replicant? Is what you're saying?
yeah, that ain't the. I don't know if I should say that here. That ain't him. I got glasses on. They'll never see me. But
Do
yeah,
you believe in clones?
I believe in everything. Because how we know? Look how look how massive the Earth is, yo. And look how long the Earth has been. They said millions of years. I don't believe that shit. How you get a million years? But yeah, we start counting to
Oh,
2024.
you mean that BC shit? That's what always pissed me off with the BC and the AD. Yeah.
Yeah, like so. When was Jesus born? 1000. What?
Well, Jesus wasn't born if you want to go that far, but to each their own.
No, no, it was an entity named Yahshua. Because
Fictional characters.
yeah, there's look. First of all, people, there is no blasphemy. There is no J in the Hebrew language. So how you get the name Jesus? His name was Joshua. It was a
Oh,
person.
but that also has a J. So
No, Yahshua. It's a Y.
okay, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like, but that also has a J, so it's like,
So you got to understand where it all comes from. It's like son of God, son of God, bro. It's the sun worshiping. Don't let me get started, bro. I'm
no,
already in the
that's
future.
what's always funny. It's like it's the 22 Jump Street Poetry Slam when he's like
Yeah,
hurts. Like that's how you decipher things. A lot of time, it's like
but it's in the literature that we have because
no,
it's already like
that's you're right.
because
You're
the
right.
English language is already cursed anyway. Most the English literature is usually made to curse you. Is used to be cursed. Like when people say certain stuff, it's usually just to put a curse on yourself. Like how people speak, especially nowadays.
Yeah, but
So that's why
anyways,
I'm very careful about my word.
I this is a whole
Bro, it's been a
conversation.
weird past week. We might as well.
No, I just
I
mean
don't
like
know
the
how to
whole
explain
conversation.
this
No, I
past
just like
week.
no, it's just as simple. Like I think you're right of like how. I mean, I think we're right if we're saying like they sent this old man out there basically to like curry good favor with her. Like would she have looked as good if they didn't put him out there to be, like a scapegoat in a way of like, here's our candidate. Even though again I hate talking politics, but it's just funny, like you said, like the first day she broke the box office. Basically, she was bigger than Avatar 2. Like, it was insane. Like all
Like
the donors that were like, they're not gonna get my money. We're like, here, not only am I gonna give you money, here's some fucking more money. Like,
right. Like, bro, she just said, "Yep, I'm jumping in." Everybody said, "Bet here, take this money."
yeah. That's what was so funny to me. Someone did have it to her. Like she made more money in one day than Twisters made in 3 days. Like,
Yo, I forgot that movie exists. It's doing good numbers, but I forgot it
no,
exists.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it
Inside
is.
Out 2 is the leading candidate for box office blockbuster of the year.
No, tomorrow, your favorite movie of the century the movie of the millennium, Deadpool and Wolverine comes out,
I got
and
it already.
that's gonna do
300 million.
quadruple. Yeah, that's gonna. Even though everyone like who talks about movies has been like, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen. They should cancel movies forever after this. Like, oh my god, damn.
But
But
you
I
see
can
what's
also
going on.
understand why.
So going back to the inside NBA talk, if people don't know, Amazon just bought the rights to basically to the NBA. All right.
And NBC said it's been a while since
Yeah.
we could show
I'm gonna
some
miss that.
basketball.
I hope they bring back that old theme too.
They have to.
Yeah. But so it's NBC and Amazon has the rights, right? We
Yeah.
really get to a point. All right, Inside Out is Disney Pixar. Deadpool Wolverine is Disney Marvel. We really get to a point where it's about to be legit. I heard this years ago and we really there. It's about to be two companies that you go to for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna buy everything from Amazon. I can't wait till they start selling gas on Amazon. They're gonna start
And you
selling
wouldn't
gas, or they're gonna have gas stations somewhere.
no. Well, that's why when they had the Amazon stores, it was like, what you mean, like a grocery store? Like
Yeah, that's Whole Foods.
no, I know. That's what I'm saying. It was that's what their idea was. Is like no, like they're like we're gonna have an Amazon store. I'm like, but your thing is you take the stuff from other places and sell them. I'm like,
From
that is
China.
what a I'm like that is what a grocery store does, but like not like if you just want to buy Target. You don't have to be like we have to create Amazon. But
And it's crazy to think Amazon just started out selling books in the early 2000s.
that is the craziest thing. Literally, it's like some guys like, what if we sold books online, and then it branched out to what if we sold everything online, and then so on and so
Right.
forth. But that's the thing. Like you were saying, it's Amazon, NBC, and ESPN, Disney was able to hold on to theirs, like you said. Inside Out killed it at the box office the past month and a half. They're going to kill it for the rest of the summer with Deadpool and Wolverine. So that's how they're able to hold on to their NBA rights. And then the WNBA All Star game was last week, and there's talks of what their DVD is going to look like. And Cheryl Miller had the comments of like, they got to get a better offer. Because the success of this season so far shows that they're going to be worth billions. And she's right. And that's something I want to talk to you about is like your thoughts on the WNBA season thus far. Because as someone who was a novice really until this year was, yeah, the product's in the best shape, and everyone is right to say like it's probably going to be bigger than the NBA in a few years because its stars are going to be bigger because we shit on our male stars more than the female stars at the current moment. So this game that's even though it's 27 years old at this point, being the WNBA, it's brand new to a lot of people versus the NBA, which is so old, and people have gotten tired of more so the way basketball is played for the men than it is for the women. That at some point we saw with the Golden State Valkyries, they sold 15,000 season tickets already. They haven't played a game. They don't even have a team in terms of like an actual roster yet. So what the NBA is getting from Amazon and NBC, low key, the WNBA is going to get the same thing in just a very short time, quicker than I think any sports league in history in terms of like that, like how you can start and basically on an indie scale and go to the top of the card.
Yeah, essentially I can't say AEW were better booking because AEW had a TV deal, money coming in off the bat. But with the WNBA, let's just say this is more so like if TNA got some money put into it.
It did.
It's
If
been
it,
here
you
for
mean if it
years.
used the money correctly at that time,
Well,
yeah.
they do, but it's money laundering. So as we know with TNA, but now they might shit, they about to get bought out by the new Disney because slowly but surely, like the old man said, the WWE is about to be like the new Disney, so to speak. They on their way too, and shit, probably in the next year or two, they will be like the new Disney. They ain't gonna have Disney money, but they're gonna have something like it. So with the WNBA, you're right. Their TV deal, their net worth is about to go up drastically after the season. They got the people that's drawing money, the two individuals, and they got others that's drawing money.
Mhm.
Hell, Cameron Brinks, good milk. She got hurt and she a draw. Now they start realizing like, oh, these hoopers look good and they hooping. Let's put some money into it. No shit. It's been like that for the past 40 years or so, but I think more so now it's getting up there. Like you just said, the Valkyrie team. They don't they are an expansion team that starts next season and people are already trying to buy the merch. The merch sales this year alone for the WNBA are crazy. Like I still got to get my Angel Reese jersey and my Camille jersey. Why? Because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Uh, so I'm gonna buy the jerseys. Also, the Toronto's getting a team as well.
Yeah.
So
And then
that's
the
two expansion teams.
commissioner said they want to get to at least one or two more in the next 3 years or something like that.
They have to because it's a lot of talent out there, but they just don't have the
Yeah, your
roster
girl
spots.
doesn't have a team.
Yes, she do. She played for the Celtics. She gonna
Was
find
that-
a team to get on, bro.
Was that your biggest like Dolph Ziggler moment when Jaylen Brown was with Angel Reese and her?
Nah, my thing is the only way you can get me heated like with Asia, I'll let that go. I'm still a little jaded, but hey, man, listen.
What, her a Bam Adebayo?
Yeah, that's just rumors, though. I don't believe none of it.
Yeah.
I was a little jaded, but I wasn't hurt. It was a joke. I'm never really hurt if a female that I have come on D say a liking to gets taken away. I'm not hurt, but I think the only time it's two women now. Well, one woman. If Jada Park gets swooped up, I'm gonna be pissed off. Now that one, that's the one that's gonna have me pissed.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
No, who's this jabroni name?
No, I'm joking. I'm just saying, like.
I'm about to say, now if she do, I'm crashing out, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna be hurt.
You punch in the air like Trey.
No, I'm punching him, whoever he is.
There will be two
I
hits. Me hitting you hitting the floor.
Yeah, no, bro, legit, I crash out. Like I keep saying, that's the only woman that I don't argue with nobody, let alone the man or a woman, let alone the man, nobody.
You talking like Deacon
but-
Jones when he said now when you hit a man upside his head or a woman, you gotta like.
I don't think you should do that.
He
Get
said
some
that
stern slapping
on
slapping a
NFL
little
films.
bit. Yeah, a little stern slapping is cool, a little shake. We still talking about men. Never mind. But yeah, that's the only woman I argue on the phone with. You know how the young boys be on the phone yelling at their girl, crashing out. I don't do that with nobody. But with Jada Parker, I'll be
All right,
like,
already.
yeah,
all right.
You tripping. You tripping. I'm gonna go to my mom's house. No, I ain't saying none of that. I'm gonna be tough. Then I'm gonna text 10 minutes later. I'm gonna go full nuclear light skin. Man, you be tripping.
you should have said. What's it called? That's Step Brothers. Where he's like, don't say that. When he's like, me and my dad hate you. Don't say that. Like,
Why you acting like this, girl?
yeah. No, Kiki's talking about how Le'Veon Bell said Angel and Carise were nickels.
What's her
Like
name?
they weren't. I think so. Isn't that what Eve said? I'm just trying to remember how he said it.
I just call her the Big Red Machine. You ain't gonna get that light skin, red.
I said
Whoever
I told Kiki that she would play Kamala Harris in a Tyler Perry movie.
That's crazy. I said, who? I ain't gonna air out who said how she sound, but he said she sound like Jocelyn Hernandez.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something worse.
No, she just sound like she be chewing on gum all the time. I'm like that. That Brazilian accent is different, bro.
Like you sound like a dog with a peanut butter stuck on the roof of your mouth. Like,
Yeah, as a Floridian for 4 years, not proud. Like, yeah, that's how Brazilians talk.
but no, yeah, Le'Veon Bell said that. First of all, Le'Veon Bell is 32
Uh-oh.
and out the league, and he's been out the league. So it's like,
Yeah, since the
yeah, like,
Jets, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what the Jets will do again. You know what I want to do? Monday Night Football post game, week 1, Jets Niners. Let's bring on Eve. Let's bring on Van. Let's bring on all the rest of those losers. Whether they win or lose, I just want to laugh that they root for the goddamn Jets. Like, you might as well root for fucking Colin Delaney. You might as well root for fucking, I don't know, any jobber that's ever existed.
In Brooklyn Brawler.
Even the Brooklyn Brawler won more than the Jets.
That's hilarious. That might be title number 1. The Brooklyn Brawler has one more.
He has. But yeah, no, like
you gotta
WNBA,
tell them and let them know.
They're all cowards. Again, when Van sees me in public, I already told him I'm hitting him up a Roddy Strong sick kick. So he better watch
Y'all
out.
the same height, so that'll probably work out.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, no, he about 5'4", you about 5'3", so.
But to bring it back, it's funny because the WNBA All Stars, they beat the USA team, and on the same day, the US men's team was scared by South Sudan, which I was hoping South Sudan would pull off the upset. Just as someone who hates the current USA team, I was rooting for their downfall.
Yeah, you and Cody.
Yeah, I told you why. I don't respect what they did. They played pussy. They went out and got Curry, LeBron, and KD, and then they went out and got pussy again with Joel Embiid, who shouldn't be playing for any team, because why would any team want a guy who can't stay on the court for his professional team, let alone his country?
There's a lot of basketball for him.
So for him, Kawhi Leonard took the picture and was like, yeah, I don't even think, what was I? I'm tripping, y'all. What was I doing here in the first place? Are you sure you called me?
People got that joke of Cool Van about me and Kawhi being related. It might be something
Yeah.
to that.
When he said that was
something.
No, that yeah. When I don't like to use that because you show up to work more often than him, but there is something just in terms of your dynamic, yeah.
You're like,
but
I ain't gonna be here.
Yeah, I mean I don't know if it's on him or on them for being like, let's invite Kawhi. Because if he knows he shouldn't play, shouldn't he be like, just take someone else from the jump? Don't even invite me to the training camp. Don't do the Justin Lin on the Fast X set of like, yeah, I've made a mistake. I got to get out of here quick.
That's what it probably was. He was like, I don't want to be here. That's what he probably showed up just to be like, all right, y'all see I'm tipping to play basketball. Oh, this ain't gonna work. I'm out.
And I mean, and you can't be, and again, I do like Jaylen Brown, even though Earl says he wears blade glasses. Anytime he's in public, he's got Wesley Snipes. You got better glasses than that, but that is true because Jaylen Brown, like, I know Eve made fun of his hair like last year, like what's up with him? What, like, who does this to that man? I'm like, Jaylen Brown has just been the biggest punching bag for the last year, and then he literally won in a span of 2 weeks, so it's insane.
And then everybody's still like, man, corny.
That is true. I do like him, but he is corny for, and I'm saying he's corny for being mad that he's not on Team USA because he's doing the whole Nike's the shadow company above it all. They pick the guys who they want on the team. Meanwhile, he still wears Nike sneakers. He just covers them up with fucking clip art. Like, okay, like, which is you're not helping. No, it's illegal in Japan. I mean, I'm in China for the CBA because like any guys that wear Nikes in China, they got to put the tape over them. So,
because dude, the kids that's in them labor camps make it 10 cents an hour making them shoes, and they only.
That's his argument. That's his argument, but yeah, he's still wearing the damn shoes. So that's why I'm like, you can't be again. Like, you got to walk it like you talk it.
Well, he can't wear no other brand.
Look what Kyrie Irving did. He went out and got Tatanka shoes, as B-Dot would say.
But you see who the owner of that team is. He don't care. Mark Cuban lets you do whatever, which I'm with, but he just lets you do whatever you want.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Jay Brown, you have no right to cry at Nike when you're still wearing the Nikes. Like,
He's probably forced to wear a Nike.
no, he's not.
Yes, dude. The Celtics organization
If,
probably told him is that the brand he signed to? He don't have no brand, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Or if he's in, or
Well,
if
he
the
probably
Nike's
can't
talking
wear
bad
no
about it.
other shoes. He probably
Yeah,
can't
because he
wear
doesn't want to
like
get injured. Look what happened to Lonzo Ball.
Well, Lonzo put them Nikes on and start playing better.
Yeah.
So
That's my
I
point.
think
It's
that's
like,
the
don't
default
cry
shit.
because you're picking the better shoe.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're right, and then I can see why he would feel that way. But at the same time, he can't go out and wear Reeboks or Filas.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it's that crying activism that I talk about where people want to say, this is so wrong. We got to do something. I'm like, then go to the front lines and do it. Well, I can't do that. I got this and that I got to worry about,
Dog, if I'm making 300 million, fuck them cheering.
That's his point. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you got 300 million, you can break this Nike, you can buy out the Nike deal or whatever and pick whatever shoe you want to wear. But
you got to think too. A lot of no disrespect, no cornery, but you got to understand. A lot of I just talked about this with Ant. NBA players ain't all the way right in the mind, bro. The elevator don't go to the top floor.
well, he's supposed to be the smartest guy in the NBA.
Yeah, no, he's the actual borderline genius.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's what pissed me off is like you can't see your own contradiction.
But you got to understand, especially when you have the high IQ like him, his ego is insane. He just hides it very well.
That's what it is. That's what. Yeah, it's the ego thing more than anything.
People, like literal intelligent people, it's a reason why people say they're insane. It's because their ego. Like I'm pretty sure if you talk to, well, can't talk to him now because he's dust. But like Isaac Newton and people like that.
I was like, what? I had no idea who you were gonna say, but I didn't think it would be fucking Isaac Newton. Like,
yeah, the third. I gotta think of just like some geniuses. Like, all right, Oppenheimer came out last year. That shows you how insane smart people are and how big their ego is.
Well, it also shows I built like
the bomb, but I didn't have to. But damn.
Yeah, that was the point. It's not just the ego. It's like it's the ego of like why do I feel guilty when I knew it was going to do this in the first place? It's like, well, again, it's the same thing. Like you knew it was a bomb when you built the bitch. What you think it was going to do? Like,
also too, you got to understand, smart people don't know exactly what they're doing until after they do it. They like,
no. He knew again. Like he didn't expect the guilt to be as strong, which is why he had. I feel like I had blood on my.
That's what I mean. The emotional connection as to what they did afterwards take place.
Well, because they think of the emotional high first, and not instead of the emotional low. He was thinking like, again, I will be the man who will be celebrated for doing this first and doing that first. Again, like I said, it's about the pride that comes with it first before the fall, and I think that's just the thing that pisses me off the most when that's the thing that he's arguing about is Nike won't let me on the team. And that's why they picked Derek White because he wears Nikes. I'm like, well, he was on the Olympic team in 2021 and no one was like, again, that was the C team they sent to Tokyo because it's the fucking pandemic. It's like, all right, you weren't crying about it then, were you?
Yo, Derek White always has a look on his face like, I'm just happy to be here.
That is true. He also looks like God, what's that one cartoon character?
A baby. He looked like Kawaii from Total Recall. You know Kawaii is?
Oh, Quado. It's funny. I've been listening to the SNL digital short podcast that Seth Meyers and the Lonely Island guys do, and they talked about the failed Quado sketch they had that Andy Samberg desperately wanted to put on the air, and everyone's like, Andy, no one is going to understand Quado because Total Recall was 20 years ago. He's like, it's a great joke. People will love it. And it was just a lot of that's what Seth Meyers kept saying. Like, it's not going to ever make air because no one will get it, Andy. He's like, it will. It would.
Look, the only reason I know that because I'm a movie buff. The only reason why you know that because you're a movie buff. Andy
No, I
Samberg
haven't
is
seen Total
definitely.
Recall.
You ain't never seen Total Recall?
No, that's one of the few Paul Verhoeven, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies I haven't seen. Yeah.
It's out there, brother. You got to be kind of like a space cadet to really watch that movie. And as y'all can see, ooh, yeah, I'm
Ooh,
there
yeah.
on
That's it. Those are
females.
more Macho Man style
Yeah,
than anything else.
that's why I got him, brother. Yellow machismo.
But yeah. So what's been the highlight of the WNBA season for you so far?
Ooh, Lord.
In a play
Oh, never
sense.
mind. I don't know. They all rebound
You gotta
aggressive,
stop
dog.
thinking with your dipstick, Jimmy.
Shit. Essentially. No, they all rebound like ragdoll figures. I don't know. The highlight. I mean, Angel Reese
I mean,
averaging a double, the first person since Candace Parker. You feel me? I
and
mean,
people are
she
like, that's because she is rebounding her own misses. And I'm like, well, at least she's still grabbing the ball. Like, that's called
yeah.
hustle. Like,
Like women play aggressive, dog. Like any sport that they do, anything they do in wrestling too, it just don't look fluid. It just like, damn, bro, this shit might be real. Like Nia
I
Jax
was gonna
versus
say
Rhea
it's
Ripley was a great match, but damn, it looked like they fighting for real.
I was gonna say
All
it's
that
not that
meat.
it's uncoordination. It's just like, damn, this is getting extreme. Like, like okay,
But that's
like,
how they and that just be with their comrades. That's how they are with their friends. Bitch,
and
I
that's
hate
why
you,
they
but I love you.
just kidding.
Right. They
um,
they do they
but
do the real Trish and Mickey James.
hmm.
Maybe we friends, maybe we beefing because I'm hitting
Oh,
you with that
okay.
one spot. I mean, if you talking about the other way around, that too.
Or wanting to be like the other.
Yeah, something like Bang Bang Scissor Game.
But but yeah, that's the whole
Speaking
point
of
of the Kennedy.
WNBA,
That's the whole point of the Kennedy Carter, Caitlin Clark thing is like she knocked her down, but it's like at the end of the day, Kennedy Carter can actually like, play basketball too. She's not just some enforcer, which is like,
but she that's a little shorty ass is a little tough. She tried to out rebound me. I let her have it.
that is the thing. Like
I'm like,
because
hey homie, you playing a little too aggressive because you gotta call her homie because she got a homie game. She
uh,
might call you a bitch ass nigga if you don't box her out. I don't even know how tall she is. She look like she about 5'9", 5'10".
yeah, I think she's about 6 foot. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these women are taller than you would expect them to be. Because like,
Well, because women 5'9" look like they 6 foot.
yeah, that's what it is. It's like
Yeah,
Angel Reese is over 6'2", right? She's
yeah.
6'3", 6'4".
She's 6'4".
Yeah. So it's like, oh, that's Steph Curry height. But then you see a 6'4" woman, you're like, God damn.
It's all legs, bro.
Yeah. And then that's the
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
which makes the rebounding like that much easier for her because it's like she's
I want
say
to
it.
ride that ride too, Daddy. Me too,
Okay.
son. Me
Okay.
too.
Oh. But that's what makes the
You know that.
rebounding easier. It's because like the rest of the women are even taller than me still, and like I'm not gonna be able to out rebound the worst rebounder in the WNBA.
Yeah, no, bro. They all got height on them, bro.
Yeah, that's what's impressed me a lot. More so the women who I haven't seen really from the last 2 years, from the last 10 years, not 2 years, because I had said this a few weeks ago. Like when I was growing up, I would just see the names more often, like Simone Augustus and Candace Parker and Taurasi, obviously, and all that. But like I really haven't seen much of the women who like Kalia Copper, Jewel Lloyd, and Arike, obviously, the women like who actually like get buckets. That's what's impressed me. Is like, God damn, like they can shoot the shit and like they got handle, they got it all. That's what impressed me. Like, damn, okay, like they got like that.
Is cold, bro.
And that's what's impressed me. Like, even though I've been watching the Sparks games the last few weeks, but
damn, you try to stay awake through that?
No, but when I was putting those games on, but what I see is like, oh, like Rakia Jackson probably might be the biggest scorer to come out of this draft class. I mean, obviously it'll be her. I mean, it'll be Caitlin Clark. But I'm like, every time I see her, I'm like, I trust her when she's got the ball because it seems like it always goes in.
If I was coaching, just shoot that bitch, bro. That's all you can do, and that's what they doing now. Just shoot it.
Yeah, what? Shoot the J. Shoot it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'll buy her a bunch of buffs. Them shades. That's what I really want. Some buffs. But I can't. The Cartier frames, but boy, them that's $2,000.
Yeah. But no, she signed with Skechers today. Well, I'm like, Skechers, okay. Okay.
Skechers signing some people. They
got Joel Embiid. Look how good that is.
They got Snoop.
No, maybe for basketball. Like? I'm like, all right, no. Here's Skechers basketball. Julius Randle, Joel Embiid. I am scared already. Like, guy who always gets injured. Like? I don't know. Like the basic Skechers basketball shoes.
You know who got some fire shoes, but obviously we can't wear them because they women. Shit, I might try. No, I can't do it.
What, the Sabrinas?
Yeah,
no,
you already know. They don't. I don't think they make them in men.
Yeah, because the men basketball players wear them.
Oh, I didn't know they made them in men. I thought they was women's.
No, it's a shoe. It's the focus is for women, but it's a shoe that men can wear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because she got some cold ass shoes.
Mm-hmm. No, because that's what
Anthony Edwards.
Those are the shoes I thought about getting were the Ants. Yeah.
The Ant-Man's is fire, bro. And it's not just because, you know what I mean, he's on the come up far as
no, like they're actually good looking shoes. Like, yeah. When they was released,
they're not that expensive.
Yeah. When they were released, I'm like, no, these actually look good. Like I actually want to wear these compared to some of the other superstar shoes right now.
Stormtroopers, the white ones, that's the ones to go with.
Yeah, but no, I mean that's the thing. Like the Olympics are going to be happening tomorrow. They kind of started today, but they're happening tomorrow. So the WNBA season's on pause, and yeah, it'll be interesting how the rest of the season plays out. You already said that the Aces, because you had that tweet a few weeks ago where they got to the slow start because Chelsea Gray wasn't playing. And trying to go for a three-peat is hard because you spent a lot of work the past 2 seasons. You're bound to get lazy or tired. But I think it was, but I think more so they lost the Iguodala to their team. Like they needed the complete piece.
That and then that good woman going through shit. Kelsey Plum, she going through that personal shit too.
Yeah.
So you could tell it's kind of affecting her game.
And I don't want to be mean, but you should have known. It's sort of those like I hate saying it now.
Mean, he's a fucking jabroni with the Raiders.
But like I it's my go-to catchphrase now. But you bought the ticket, you take the ride. Like if this guy was having demons before, if the whole thing about this guy was like he was a huge fuck up because he was addicted to drugs and then was able to turn it around for 2 seasons. Not too many people ride that wave of success. They basically kind of relapse or so, or you know, I think one of the few people to do that in sports that had something that big was Josh Hamilton. But when he signed with your team, he was never great like he was those 2 to 3 years in Texas.
The Cowboys got a habit of signing people that got habits.
And football.
They like inter matches like Greg Hardy.
That's the thing in football. And that's why I think the Darren Waller thing played out the way it did. It's because like you can't have those type of demons and then play the most physically demanding sport there is. That's why, like I just said earlier, the whole Lawrence Taylor thing will be an anomaly because this man was just like, let me smoke crack and go play football.
Let me smoke crack and play football. It's hilarious. Now go smoke crack.
But yeah, no, I agree. It is like, but I mean, she's still hooping. That's that hasn't stopped her from slowing down
She
in
was
terms
off to a
of
rocky start, but now she's
yeah.
back at it. And again, it's fat cat syndrome. You know, with back-to-back titles, you really don't have any competition. They might win again, like legit. I'm
That
talking again.
they will win again because the New York Liberty just seemed like because they lost the in-season tournament to the Minnesota Lynx, they
Mm-hmm.
seem just like the constant runner-up, and I think the Connecticut Sun are they still the best team in the league, or are they the second best team in the league now?
No, I think they number one, and then the Ace is like number two.
Yeah, and
The Connecticut
again,
Sun is always they are never that far from the one seed. They always seem to be like 2, 3, somewhere around that.
and they got Mabry now from the Sky, which was
Yeah.
smart on them to try to unload for another pick. But what pissed me off about see this, I'm like, that's a smart move by Chicago. They're like, we're not going to get better this year. Let's get a draft pick. But draft night, teams were stupid and when they just let Angel Reese fall to Chicago because no team thought about doing what NBA teams do, which is we're going to take her with this pick. What are you going to give us instead? Like Dallas took that girl, Sheldon, I think, who when she plays, she's horrible. Or I mean, just in terms of like her stat line, and they could have taken Angel Reese and then like, hey, Chicago, what are you going to give us for Angel Reese? Like the WNBA is on the rise, but they're lacking in tactics, GM tactics.
Yeah. They need
Yeah,
GMs instead of people that just, you know what I
vicious
mean?
the GMs, cutthroat GM. Danny Ainge, Sam Presti, who else?
Yes. Just don't be
They,
like fucking Rob Palinka. Don't be like him.
oh,
He's
God. What
horrible
did Sam
GM.
Point
He should
say? You
never.
can't manage a fucking target.
Yeah, he should have never became a GM. But politics as usual.
Yeah. Well, it just shows you how good of an agent he was because he got all these mediocre guys paid so far for the Lakers. So
Right. But pardon me. But yeah, the Sky. I wish, man. I wish they didn't give my girl a page, but she gonna be on that franchise team. She gonna be on that expansion team, which is good for
that's
marketing purposes for the Bay.
that's the thing to figure out is because like I said, Double G he does the death lineup with his son on the BSPN network. They covered the Golden State Warriors and they'll be covering the Valkyries. And his son, like I did, try to figure out if the expansion team gets the number one pick or do they just get a decent lottery percentage? Because
That's how we used to be.
you would think that, yeah, but I don't. But they haven't had an expansion team in a long
Remember
time.
when
In terms of like,
Texas became a team in '02?
no, like you know that.
Yeah, I
Or the
remember
Tex,
the
you mean the
Texas.
Houston Texans? But I mean, like that seemed like
Yeah,
a bit for. Is it the same for the WNBA? Like they just gave them David Carr, but like, was that the messed up thing to do? Like, hey,
I
take
mean,
this guy.
because remember when the Bobcats came out in '04, they got most of my UNC guys. So that's how it's supposed to be.
Well, I think they got UNC guys because the man in charge was like, hey, why don't you draft those UNC players?
I mean, it was smart in hindsight. I mean, because the White was fresh out of high school, so nobody knew he was going to be what he
Yeah,
became, one of the greatest players ever. But still, I think that worked out. It should be like that because again, that expansion team is going to need marketing. I think she'll be perfect for the Bay Area.
no
She
shit.
already
Look at
got
how she dresses.
exactly the Billie Eilish thing. So, and then she's by far one of my favorite athletes out right now. Man or woman, don't matter. She's one of my favorite athletes out. I love her. She could hoop.
And
And then
with
season
her,
after next, we got Juju.
yeah, I was saying that's why it's really on the rise because it has this class, which was its '03 draft class, Melo, Bosch, Wade, LeBron, and now it's going to have, you know, Page, Juju, and Flage from LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Who else that stayed
Well,
behind?
Flage should come out this next season.
And poor Haley Van Lith is the one whose stock has dropped all the way down, as Dot says, because she went to LSU and didn't have a good season. Now she's going to be at TCU, and who knows if that's going to work out for her or not. Maybe she'll be able to bounce back, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think so, because again, it's the whole expansion team. They have leniency now because of the expansion team. So
yeah,
they're gonna need people to fill these slots unless they start doing overseas recruiting already. So, what you say to her? Oak Cliff, kind of Oak Cliff. Nah, so unless they're gonna start doing overseas recruiting, they're gonna need people they're gonna need girls for these teams.
And not just it's also just like these older vets like Tarasi's still playing, but that's because it's that arrogant Kobe shit.
The fuck down.
Yeah, it's that arrogant Kobe shit of like no one's gonna tell me to stop playing, only I can do that. But
hey,
your
man,
skills.
The world telling you stop playing. Move your old ass over. Nobody want to see you no more. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Well, your skills are telling you to sit down because you can't play defense anymore.
She can't move her fucking feet. She could just do an open shot. That's all she could do. She can't even plant her feet for that. Like, bro, you ain't got the goods no more. You feel me? It's over.
When I watched that Aces documentary, that's why I bet Candace Parker. She had the foot problem and had to miss the rest of the year. And I was like, damn, that's how her career ends because she has bad feet. And you would think someone who's still kind of, I mean, I'd say relatively young in terms of a regular person age, but yeah, in an athlete's age, it's But Tarasi's 40 something and just an arrogant prick about it. So
she just like Brink. She's just like everybody from Brink.
The roller skating movie?
Yeah.
The rollerblading movie? Let's blade, bruh.
Yeah. They don't know nothing about that. She dressed like that. But yeah,
I once tweeted one time that it was when they face off, when he says let's blade bra, that Brink was Matt Riddle and the other guy was Adam Cole when they were feuding in NXT at that time. Like that was them to a T.
And then Adam Cole, bro.
I was saying, remember Adam Cole?
Bro, I be watching Adam Cole matches like this shit means something.
Oh, I say you'd be watching him stream video games like he just like me.
No, I don't even know where he streamed at. The usual Twitch and all that.
I think so. It would make sense.
Nah, I ain't trying to watch that shit because then I'm like, you need to get in the gym, bro.
I was just, you need to spend less, put down them sticks and pick up them weights.
But hey, man, love the Adam Cole, but shit be sinking, boss.
We don't need to talk about that. It's
that's what I'm saying. I just reminisce about the old days. Shit.
It's a shame. Yes, it was a travesty.
Can you repeat the question?
But what I have this.
Speaking of Back to the Future, if he can go on the DeLorean right now,
oh my god! For which time? Oh, it's a contract. Okay. I'm like, how far do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to the MJF thing, or do you want to go back to the Jay White concussum thing, or do you want to go back to the AW thing, or do you want to go back to the? Yeah.
Bro, 2 years ago, feel like 5 years ago. What?
No, everything is just. That's why when Tony Khan's like, I can't talk about wrestling because I piss people off too much. But first of all, he had two MJF matches in his top 5. I'm like, I get it. You're scared of the man. You don't have to do this, okay? Like he had
MJF. Being scared of somebody your same height is kind of crazy.
He had MJF Danielson as one of his top 5 matches in AEW history. I'm like, that match was fucking terrible. It was a guy running outside the ring for 30 minutes because he couldn't wrestle the other 30 minutes.
Thank you.
And then he had him versus
this past week.
And it had him versus Ospreay as another match. I'm like, I haven't seen that match yet, but I'm like, you know what? And you know what? Because Mr. fucking Original has to run back his shtick, gets the gas mask, gets the oxygen mask after because he legit is a fucking loser who doesn't wrestle, and he has to hype up the fact that he's a loser who can't wrestle by, hey, let me put on the oxygen like I'm out of breath because I had to wrestle more than 15 minutes tonight. Ha ha ha. It's just
That juice had him gassed up, bro. He got gassed up fast.
But him saying now that we're expecting the Warner Discovery deal soon, I'm like, no shit. As we just talked about at the top of the show with the NBA, and that's all it was. Like, and this is what I get mad about the diehard AEW fans is that they're an afterthought in that company. Warner Discovery doesn't give two shits about them. They haven't because they wouldn't fucking treat them like they did. If that was the case, they would have been on Max sooner. They would have been on a night where TNT didn't fuck around with them in terms of basketball. But Warner Discovery treats them like shit because they don't do nothing for them. Again, the ratings are constantly underperforming in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't get this deal that's been coming for 8 months at this point because they were trying to keep basketball because that makes fucking money for them, except Warner Discovery doesn't have the money to pay for something that makes money, like Alex Rodriguez and the Timberwolves. Like, I don't have the money to get the thing that's going to make me the money. So it's funny how it all works out again in the span of this crazy ass week where the NBA is back on TNT and then it's not, and now we're potentially going to get the here damn deal by Warner Discovery for AEW, and even then, they're still probably going to shortchange them. While they're, I can't even think of something that's supposed to be a Warner Discovery product in the next couple months in terms of like a big deal. They have House of the Dragon right now, and that's going to underperform, I think. I don't think that's going to be a mover and a shaker.
Because it's been 2 years since the movie and nobody cares.
No, it's not just that it's he's not in the show is what it's going to be. It's like, do I want to watch the show about the character that's not in it?
Oh shit, the Joker movie might make them some money.
Yeah, shit, yeah. That kind of segues into the next. Yeah. No, it will because the first one did so well, and then it has the Lady Gaga element.
And the words of Roddy Strong. Who gives a fuck?
But the guy who co-wrote that is one of the writers for the Spawn movie that finally got it re-announced.
Let's go. King Spawn.
So Scott Silver, who co-wrote The Joker, co-wrote this. Malcolm Spellman, who co-wrote Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Brave New World, co-wrote this. And then Todd McFarlane himself is the last writer.
3 writers is kind of crazy, too. For a movie that's probably only going to be like an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, or for a movie that's supposed to be a small stakes movie, as Jason Blum said 5 years ago when it was first announced. Like it's a movie about Spawn in which he's not really Spawn. 5, bro. That shit was announced 11 years ago. I remember when Steph was talking. No, I mean the actual Jason Blumhouse production of it, of like him saying like we got the rights to Spawn, we're going to try to make it with Todd McFarlane's probably going to direct it himself, is what he had said. And I'm like, has he directed a movie before? So speak on, because I pissed you off one time because I said I'd never seen Spawn movie all the way through and I was going to try to watch it before an episode once. And I still never finished it because I fell asleep during the last 40 minutes. So I've still never seen Spawn. That's a crazy movie to go to sleep. I've still never seen the Spawn movie all the way through. What you want me to talk about? You want me to elaborate on how good it is? No, I'm just like, why do you love the character? Why do you love the concept of Spawn so much? Because I watched the first episode of the animated series last night. That shit is dark. Yeah, you watch the shit at night like that. That's kind of crazy, bro. You got to watch shit like that during the day with the curtains open. What? No, if it's stuff in the dark, you got to watch it in the dark. No, that's just shit a little too dark for me to watch in the dark. Anyway, but what's it about the concept that you always loved? Or is it really just the movie and you saw it at the right time? No, the comic, the character of himself is redemption. Yeah. You know how everybody says these anti-heroes, like whether it's Batman, Daredevil, Punisher, they're looked at as heroes eventually. Whereas Spawn, it's like yeah, this motherfucker just evil, but he's going after evil people as well. Because again, it's hell spawn.
Yeah.
All the while, it's just a love story too. It's a story of redemption. They go for it. When you start getting later into the comics, it's about him essentially trying to, conquer hell and then become a king. And
I
eventually he
said, is
looks
that what
up
the point of King Spawn is? Is like he actually then becomes the ruler of hell?
more so. I don't know which direction they're going. If they're going with the later comics, then yeah, that's the ideal of it. But also later in the comic, he becomes an angel. I don't think they're going that way. I mean, if you're gonna make it a horror movie and it's only gonna be like 2 hours, then I guess so. But there's no telling what they're gonna do. I don't. They haven't announced the premise yet. But if you look at the older comics, and when he gets to the 2000s, like he start clicking up with the angels, and he start clicking up with Gabriel and all these characters that we hear in the Bible. Eventually, he goes from I'm just trying to protect my wife, who knows I still exist, but I'm not physically here, to then becoming like an angel. It's not that complex as I'm making it out to be. People just need to read into the comics a little bit. But the character is just a redemption story. There's somebody that messed up when they were actually here on Earth. And eventually, you know how he became Spawn, and people want to go to that backstory. But then from that to become a sort of protector, but he's not, that wasn't his intentions. It was just like, I'm just trying to get back at the evil people
Yeah.
that did me dirty. And then eventually it goes from that to we get into other levels of this character arc.
When I was watching the cartoon last night, and I do remember the part because it's funny enough because you always make fun of me, but in the movie, it's Teresa Randall as his wife, and I was just thinking, like, is this probably the most messed up opening for an origin story for a character? Like, you die, and your wife gets remarried to your best friend. I'm like, is that worse than both your parents are gunned down in an alley? Or your uncle was killed because you are kind of responsible for it?
No, because eventually he come back. He still be simping, but he come back.
But to me, as
And
a
it,
simp, I was like, yeah, this kind of might be one. I'm like, this might be worse than, hey, both my parents died. Because at the end of the day, I'm still rich. Meanwhile, Spawn's burnt to a crisp, and again, it works. It has like the kind of Pirates of the Caribbean deal where like I work for Davy Jones, I only get the 1 day of land type of deal. So
right, just to creep around
yeah,
and do the enemy's work. That's what I'm saying. He eventually goes from that to eventually becoming somewhat of a hero, even though that wasn't his intentions. Also,
so I
too, I'd be mad because it's like, damn, this is my best friend. You got
that's
some
what I'm
hustle.
saying. It was really just like it's not just like
That's
oh
what I'd be mad
it's
about.
like your best friend. Like yeah, because like am I more mad at her or am I more mad at him or like that's what I was thinking when I was just
I'm
I'm
pretty
like
sure he
this
got
might be
hoes in hell.
what always pisses me off about the
All the
movie
best
is the
hoes probably is in hell anyway.
yeah.
Hell, y'all ever been to Stockton, California? Okay,
Okay. Well, the man from
man.
Stockton, I don't know if he's still attached to this movie or not because this movie when it was announced from Blumhouse was Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Renner, and they've
They
both been
said they
through
still got him,
trials and tribulations
but
in the past year and a half alone.
they said apparently they still gonna have like A-list celebrities. That's what they said. A-list
Yeah.
actors. So
I'm
I
just
know. I think the movie
yeah.
cursed, bro.
No, I was gonna say, is this basically Blade?
Nah, because Blade is just a bunch of dumbasses that can't make decisions like Kevin Feige. With this Spawn thing, it's more so you can't be playing with the stuff like that, the dark arts, so to speak. You can't play around with stuff like that. Like even though I don't believe in hell, we still can't play around with it. You know why I
Hmm.
don't believe in hell? Because we already live in it.
That is a fair point. But there have been other movies in hell, you know.
Constantine, the best movie. Right? Constantine, one of the greatest movies ever made.
I've never seen that either.
Hey man, listen. I want to get up out of here in 15 minutes. I'm gonna leave now.
No, we
So
will,
y'all
but
have
not. See,
fun.
well, the reason why I've never seen because
No,
I know
we
that.
will. We will have fun. Listen to this dork that ain't never seen no movie before. All right, it's getting ridiculous now. All right, I was gonna let you slide with Total Recall because that's old. But the fact that you have yet to see Constantine is crazy. I didn't expect you to say that.
It's funny because I
That's when
remember
you.
that.
That's really one of them movies. When I watch it, I'll be like, see,
It's one of the old man's favorite movies. He likes it.
because he know ball. That's why.
Okay, you don't know shit, as he said about
My
me
son.
once.
Shit was hilarious when he said that. My son from Bad Boys 2, Johnny Tapia was in it. He
Yeah,
played
you already
it.
Mola. Oh no, Peter Stormare. Peter Stormare. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
That played
always
the
the
Russian.
Russian. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
Russian in John Wick 2. He's the Russian in 22 Jump Street. He's the Russian in Armageddon. He's the Russian in.
That's like the fool that was in The Dark Knight Rises. That was in Training Day. Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he
Hector.
played Hector, but Johnny Tapia played the Fallen Angel. No,
Yeah.
Christopher Daniel.
What if Christopher Daniels was in Constantine? See, the reason I haven't watched it is
Daniel
just
need to be doing something. I ain't seen Christopher Daniel in a minute.
that's kind of a good. There, you shouldn't want to see Christopher Daniels in
Yes, we do. Why
2024.
not? Why not?
Because you can't wrestle, and he can't talk. Come on.
He can never talk, but what do you mean he can't wrestle?
But he can't talk more when he's like he's bad. He's bad. It's if John Cena's retiring, then Christopher Daniels should definitely be retiring.
How old is Christopher Daniels at this point? Like 52?
Older than John Cena?
He's 52.
He has to. Let me see. But well, it's funny because you just said Kevin Feige, and there was the rumor last week because we weren't able to record Sunday, but he told the Russo Bros, why don't you come back home? Why don't you?
Yeah, I need y'all.
But I think they were also like, well, if you insist, we'd love to come home because we ourselves are struggling. The Gray Man didn't do that well. The movie that hasn't come out for them hasn't come out on Netflix. Their latest from them, The Electric State, is reportedly been a shit show in terms of how much it costs. They're saying it's almost up to $300 million in terms of how much it costs, which means Netflix is going to be like, you know, that deal we had with you two, we might want to work on getting it killed, you know. Why don't you go back to Marvel? I hear. Good.
Yeah, just go over there. They got all the money anyway. They said Netflix is about to start cutting back costs.
Yeah. Netflix is going to them like, hey, Marvel's hiring. They're like, we worked at Marvel. They're like, why don't you go back?
I had to take the eaters off of this. Hey, people, we really at that time now where it's just like, shit, you got some money? I ain't got no money. Shit, Marvel got some money. Like, y'all go over there, like David just said, bro. Netflix ain't got no money.
Christopher Daniels is 54.
Damn, you my mom age.
Turned 54 this year.
Damn.
So
he can still go. He better than most of the workers in ROH. Well, no, I can't say ROH. He better than most of the workers in AEW.
No, he's not. So
shit. I bet you he can out wrestle Max Caster at this point.
You were on the Max Caster hype train a year ago. See, this is that Big Show Banks coming.
That was 2 years ago. Then he got lazy and he got out of shape.
That is true. He didn't get lazy. Well, no, he's in shape and he's just lazy.
No, he's out of shape. He lost weight. I could tell, brother. I do this shit for real. He lost weight. All right.
Yeah, to get leaner.
That's not how the game is played. You can't do that.
Okay.
His partner, who should go solo, he ain't shape. He got in bigger shape. He got better.
See, you're one of them who's, and I'm not a Max Caster defender at all, but you're one of those who's mad that Max Caster pisses people off of his bad raps, which they were bad.
He he just got lazy. What the fuck?
He was
No,
no, he
let me
was
take
lazy
these
from
tears
the
off.
jump, but he had the big moments in the big matches. He did the John Cena Big Show spot to fucking Keith Lee, and then he has the fucking finisher in the tag team move.
But
Like,
you talking about something again when they had a title run 2 years ago? Yes, he did the hot tag with the babyface comeback.
yeah,
But who led the matches? The better person.
the guy who's the better worker. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's back on his bandwagon because they're realizing that, not that he was riding his coattails, but again, Max Caster was doing the work with the raps, so Anthony Bowens could just come in and say, "Scissor me, daddy ass." They were having the Road Dogg Billy Gunn thing, yeah.
Well, in that case, he definitely was Billy Gunn because Road Dogg is one of the worst workers I ever seen in my life.
Well, he's one of the worst everything in life.
Yeah, what's his jabroni name? Brian. I gotta be
Brian
careful about the shit I
James.
say now. I do got to be careful about the stuff I say now, especially
Why?
next month.
Oh, you afraid you're gonna run into him?
No, grown ass man, bro. But at the same time, I do got to be respectful.
You should watch out
See, I
because
had
he's
to
a white guy.
myself up.
You should watch out because he's a white guy with a head tattoo.
Well,
Yeah.
and he said stuff before allegedly.
Well, besides that, not allegedly, it's out there. So
Yeah, and I remember when he was with Ron Killings and TNA, the stuff he was saying then.
yeah.
Voodoo Kin Mafia. Why do I remember that shit?
No, they were. It was 3 Live Crew before Voodoo Kin Mafia. Yeah.
I'm still surprised I remember that.
But no, yeah, the Russos back in the MC, it's the funniest where it's so funny that they had to get back together, the two entities, Kevin Feige, Marvel, and the Russo Bros, because they never really should have left. But the Russo Bros had to go and prove that they were auteurs because everyone said that they were directors for hire for one entity. And Kevin Feige, it wasn't unlike Brady Belichick, but it had the same aftermath, where as soon as the split happened, Marvel kind of had more hits than the Russo Bros because the Russo Bros only had Cherry. The show that they produced, Citadel, turned out to be a disaster. So they were kind of more on the Patriot side, and Marvel had just middling success like Tom Brady did. But still, it was just like, y'all need to get back together and make this right. Especially since they can't hire a director for the Avengers because it was supposed to be Ryan Coogler, and then it wasn't. Then it was supposed to be Destin Daniel Cretton, and then it might not be. And then there was talks that it was going to be Sean Levy, who just did Deadpool Wolverine, and I'm like, please no, fuck no. He shouldn't be doing Deadpool Wolverine to begin with. It's just because Ryan Reynolds likes to hire people he likes.
That's the whole point, right?
No, I know, but I mean, and Sean Levy's not like a bad director, but I'm like, his style is not good for a big Avengers movie. He made small comedies that worked.
But I think so because it is comedy at this point. Because what the fuck can you do? There's nothing you can do anymore.
No, like when you saw, that's why when they said Destin Daniel Cretton was going to direct, I'm like, oh, he'd be interesting because Shang-Chi is a great directed Marvel movie. Like the action in that's it. They went because they had Bill Pope, who did the Matrix movies and did Sam Raimi movies as a cinematographer. And he did Scott Pilgrim versus the World as a cinematographer. Like, so that was a good choice in Destin Daniel Cretton, even though he never done a movie on that scale, knew like he had to care about the action set pieces as much as he did about the story. So I'm like, that's a good choice. Obviously, Ryan Coogler goes without saying, but the Russo Bros coming back to, pick up where they left off. I'm like, I'm not mad at them for doing that if the rumor turns out to be true, which Comic-Con's finally this weekend. I feel like they were talking about it happening.
I know that shit was still going on.
Yeah. Well, the Olympics are going on starting tomorrow too. It's just like a whole lot of, as much as like a lot's gone on in the last week, a lot of stuff is happening now where it's like, wasn't that supposed to happen already?
Right. Because, Comic-Con usually is around this time. Like, I just stopped paying attention to it since the pandemic. Because, obviously they stopped paying attention to it.
Not just that, but they stopped caring about about doing announcements there. That's why. Yeah.
Right, because there's nothing really coming out anyway. So, like, I
Well,
think it's a
Disney
fun
tried
to
to do
say.
the thing where they did everything Disney related on their own. Like they had that what we talked about with Cal that one time, the D23 Expo, where they announced everything that was owned by Disney, whether it was going to be Marvel related or sports related or Hulu related. Um, and now it's like we should go back to Comic Con and win our fans back because our fans fucking hate us.
Right, so they probably just gonna have, hey guys, he gonna come out with his dingy ass hat, being Kevin Feige, his big ass the trench coat mafia. He about to come out with that jacket. Yeah, we got the Russos directing Secret Wars. Secret who who gives a
What are you
fuck?
gonna do
Them
about
not direct.
Kang? Next question.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you gonna do about
This shit,
Blade? Next question. What are you gonna do about
yeah.
Tom Holland and Spider-Man? Next question. It's gonna be
It's so many next questions, bro.
yeah.
The only thing that
The
can
X-Men.
save them, well,
Next question. We got Fantastic
that's
Four.
that's what I'm waiting on. That's
What they
my
say,
most anticipated movie.
they're back. I mean, not back. They're together right now shooting it. So it's like, okay, so you can't even give us a teaser of that because you just got the people on the set. Like,
Right. No, but knowing them, they probably gonna here's some footage from Fantastic Four. They're gonna show a 10-second clip, or they're gonna
no,
show
it's
a
just gonna
set
be.
piece.
It'll probably be like a live Zoom of like, here they are on the set in London, the Fantastic Four, and it's gonna be the four of them together. Like, hey, we just started shooting. We know you're gonna love it.
2 hours ago.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're not gonna even be in costume. Bro, the thing is, their marks being the Disney marks, the shit that used to piss me off about the Comic Con is the fucking marks for Marvel. Used to cheer and go crazy for everything. I'm like, bro, this shit is not gonna be that fire. You need to relax. Oh, Ant-Man 2. Ant-Man 2 was kind of cool. But no, they
It's
used to go off
cool,
for
but
that.
it's not. It's not worth the extra rah rah like you're complaining about. Yeah, you being
Yeah,
grumpy
that's
old
what
man
I'm
thinks
saying.
is right in the sense of like you want to do this for Ant Man and the Wasp. Like you can cheer like they finally got the Wasp in the movie and he's Giant Man again, but like the rest of the movie's like, it's a good
They needed
movie.
to show the entire movie. Well, it's probably still shooting, and it has been for 5 years. Captain America. They need to go ahead and show the entire movie for
Oh
that
my,
shit.
that's the thing. It's like,
I bet you
what
they
do they
still on
have?
set right now.
Yeah, no, like what do they have to promote? Because they showed the Agatha trailer, which again, it's going to be fine for what it is. I'm not mad at it. I'm not expecting much out of it, but it was a fine trailer. I like Catherine Hahn, like everyone else. It's Marvel doing horror again, which I liked Werewolf by Night. That was smart by them to do that, and it's smart for them to try to kind of go into another horror lane again. But it's not going to be groundbreaking in the MCU. It's got good actors and a spooky premise, which okay. And then the Brave New World trailer, which we talked about, which is like they can't show us anything other than the footage they shot a year ago because they're still shooting it because they don't know what they're shooting.
Right. I think they just freestyling. They ain't got no storyboard for it. They ain't got no outline for Captain America. They like, hey, just shoot this.
And they
Shoot
bring
him.
out Harrison Ford. I'm enjoying making the movie. It's good to be here.
What's the Red Hulk? What's the Red Hulk?
That's they told me about being a Hulk. And I said 2 million, and they said deal.
No, knowing him, he asked for 5 at least.
Well, the reason
I,
he was
I
in Expendables 3 is because Bruce Willis asked for whatever amount. Stallone said no. Bruce Willis said, I'm not doing it. Then they went to Harrison Ford, and he was like, I'll do it.
yeah, like no, this is an indie movie, bro. Lion
No, it's
King.
just they didn't want to pay. It's just they didn't want to pay
But they
Bruce
didn't have
Willis.
that. They didn't. We can't sit up here acting like they had a huge budget too, though.
It's the
It
Expendables
was an indie
3.
movie.
No,
Yeah, through Lionsgate.
it was a mid budget movie, but yeah, it was Bruce Willis being an asshole thinking he could command that much. But
It's
this
Bruce
is literally a
Willis.
movie. But no, this is literally a movie that has young Glenn Powell in it, the boxer Victor Ortiz, and Ronda Rousey.
We got his head cracked by Floyd, which is still one of the craziest things
That
ever. Touched gloves and knocked him off.
again, I didn't see that when it happened live. Which had I seen it live, I would have been like, so do we call that a disqualification or do we?
They touch gloves.
Because what like that's never happened before, right?
It's happened before. I can't think of it top of my head, but the rule goes: when you touch gloves, the fight is on.
It just was like and it's just like a lightning quick punch right after.
Yeah,
Like he's like, no, I'm ending this right now. No, I mean in terms of like.
And the reason why I knocked him out is because he was that close to him.
Yeah.
And people forget Floyd was the original knockout artist. When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a knockout artist.
Every time I see him, I'm just like, that's probably the most
remember what he did to the Big Show.
I always talk about that with you. I watched that No Way Out pay-per-view live.
Same.
And I was like, did that just happen? Like, what the hell?
Bruh, and the way they ran out the ring, he jumped over the barricade.
And Paul White did son of a bitch, like he did the Bob snap. He broke in my nose, like.
Well, the best thing that intro song, it go 1 to the 2, 2 to the 3. Hey man, that song was fire. We getting money up. They should have ran that back. Why Floyd was only there one time?
No, he went. No, he never did another one. I thought he did one more to that, but they brought in Ricky Hatton
after that.
No, they definitely they could barely afford him then, is what the rumor was. Yeah.
Did they cart him in on a gurney, Ricky Hatton?
I think it was the next year they brought him in and he knocked out Chavo Guerrero in the same way.
Bro, Ricky Hatton don't even know what today is.
But no, because I remember, if I'm trying to remember correctly, Meltzer said WWE was like, we're paying him that much. And Meltzer was like, they didn't pay him that much. They didn't pay him what they were saying they were paying.
Man, Uncle Dave, I'm going to feel bad for you when AEW got to go out of business because it ain't but 4 people in New Japan.
I haven't been watching the G1, so...
Yeah, it's 2 people.
They Shota Umino, who I like. They got Yoda Tsuji, who I like.
They pushing them right now.
I do like
them until they find some Europeans.
Well, I mean, we've been saying the end is near for the last year and a half now, so.
I know people. The end is for real near with AEW because
Judgment Day is upon us. The day of reckoning.
I feel like they be hitting on Warner like, "Hey man, what's going on with that deal?" Hey, I'll let you know a little bit what's going on.
They're like, something else needs reshoots, and we just announced Dune Part 3. That's going to be $300 million. Yeah, we'll get back to you.
And the second one barely made its budget, so.
No, the second one actually did really well, but it was just a movie with a high budget that still made, again, $700 million. Like the Batman, it's the like, damn, I got to spend $200 to get $500 back. Like,
boy, they know how to make some calm ass movies. I will give Warner that.
What it was is that Furiosa killed them, is what it was, which you said you enjoyed.
It was a good movie.
And we'll wrap it up. There was something I want to. Well, I'll save for next time, but yeah, we're gonna.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. A virtual.
I mean, yeah,
that's accurate.
You almost could be like, they are kind of A-Train-esque too from The Boys.
Nah, that's jabroni. I haven't seen a new season. Shouts out to him the last season. He's like, man, this shit ain't right. Y'all doing people wrong.
After they were fat shaming him.
Yeah, they started talking about how he was fit. I'm like, bro, he ain't that fat.
He said, when was the last time you ran? Which is like, God damn, like it's kind of racial profiling.
That's what it was. I mean, obviously, Homelander started getting to that like season 2, 3. His girl, I'm glad they got her up out of here. I'm glad they wiped that bitch nose. She was annoying. Yeah.
But no, I was
I don't know.
I was gonna save something for next week, but
We'll probably be back this weekend, people. More than likely Sunday.
No, but the thing I want to talk about with you was, have you played NCAA Football 25 yet?
I got it downloaded. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay. I haven't.
That's what I do with games. Like, it's other games I want to get. I'll get, and then I'll be like, you know what? I'm about to play Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, it's just the weirdest thing. Like, I got so many games to play. I'll be like, I want to play Kingdom Hearts 2.
I haven't played it yet, even though it was the reason I have a PS5 now. But what I said was I'm going to finish my franchise and it'll be the show first, and then I'll get NCAA 25.
But all I see when you're ready to play.
But all I see online is people are like, "Why is this game so hard now?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I might be fucked." Everyone's just like, "You can't tackle, you can't throw the ball." You get fucked over every play. And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm enjoying the memes, though. The memes with the last U coach, that shit behind me rolling.
Everything. They like the virtual name generators and all that. Everything's just like insane. It's like they've created a monster again. And guys are just like, I haven't stayed up. I think CD Lamb said he's like, I was up till 3 a.m. last night playing it. And I'm like, I mean, the world's falling apart, but look what it took to get another NCAA football. It took the world falling apart.
A soul for a soul.
And people were like, now we need NCAA basketball, and I'm like, I agree.
No, cool.
But I had that joke of like, when your sophomore season starts, the game explodes. Because why are you going to return for a sophomore season?
Exactly. So it's kind of no need for it. It's one and done.
I mean, it would just be fun for the environment, like, you know. But yeah,
like
it's not really.
Damn, I forgot his name, man. The Duke player. Damn, what's the dude name that just signed the Duke? He about to be cold as fuck because he.
Oh, Cooper Flag. Yeah.
He wasn't done.
That's what I'm saying. They should have cashed in.
He should have went straight from high school to the pros.
I don't want to like say, because unfortunately he is the next great white hope for America. Like, this is like finally a great white American player that isn't, I understand that's American, because who holds that title right now?
Kevin Love.
But you think still?
No, hell no. But I'm saying he was like the
he was. No, he was. And then he was slowly getting usurped by, yeah.
Cooper, no, bro. He that kid next time. He was scrimmaging, putting them buckets on them. I'm like, these are pros.
Well, I don't want to do the whole like it was a practice and a lot of these guys just finished the playoffs and he's just been playing. Well, that's what you want to see, though. I guess someone who's not afraid. And that was my whole point of this is what the USA basketball team needs to be, which is guys under 25. Everyone gets mad about the bronze bust in 2004 because it was a failure. But I'm like, it was a mixture of guys that were young and the wrong vets to play with them. But the reason I don't like this team is because it's old vets that are supposed to bail them out like LeBron did against South Sudan, which was that whole team was like, we got LeBron. We're still going to win. I'm like, LeBron's not going to be here 4 years from now. You might as well fucking call Carmelo Anthony to suit up because he was the best player for USA basketball. Yeah. I mean, you think, by God, that's Carmelo Anthony's music. He's coming out here, Michael.
He only going to last, pause, 1 minute. He full of goddamn cigars and drink.
Yeah.
So,
but
it ain't going to be that.
But however, like Star Wars, but there is a new hope out there. Young Kai Anthony is here for the next generation. For us old, I used to see his dad play.
Yeah, no, that kid got it, man. He got heart. He hoop. He talk a lot of shit too.
Yeah,
so
I hope he's the. I think he actually will be the one, but I hope so too. Just because it'd be like, damn. That's
Like his
crazy.
confidence is crazy. Like when he said, my favorite clip is when the dude asked him, like, who you think is better, you or your pops? I'm frying him. He said without no hesitation, I'm
Yeah,
frying him. And then
yeah,
his pops was like, see.
yeah. That's what's wrong with the kids.
And I loved it. That's how you got to be, bro.
Well, there was that clip like they played 1-on-1 and he legit cooked Mel, and I'm like, and it was the part who's like, damn, what coming later that he's done. Like it's
Bro,
Dom Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio.
yeah. Bro, again, Mello is full of goddamn liquor, brown liquor.
Hey, the man's got
cigars.
to. Hey, just because my man's enjoying life after retirement, wouldn't you do the same thing?
Shit. He been playing like he retired for a minute. Even
That
when he
is
was with the
true.
Knicks towards the later season with Mike Wilson there, he's fat.
That's why the Clipper show was so stupid when he was like,
What Clippers?
"Big baby," the show about the Clippers of Lawrence Fishburne and all that.
That shit, bro, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, no, but the clip that everyone shared when he was like, "Big baby, KG told me to call Jenny Craig for you." I'm like, that's all you could think of for Big Baby about him being fat was KG said to call Jenny Craig. Jenny Craig jokes. Yeah, of course it didn't happen because Doc Rivers was on a golf course half the time, like
he is now. Hey! But it's not Blake's fault. It's not Blake's fault. Like, bro, he ain't talking
Austin
like that because Doc Rivers don't talk.
Austin, you're in.
Yeah, Doc Rivers don't talk. He just shout orders.
A podcast with Doc Rivers and John Laurinaitis.
Dude, just
who's who? Who's who when they talk?
Motherfucker sound like a fresh Newport. I'm cool, bro. Like a loud voice having ass.
But we're gonna wrap it up now. Thank y'all for joining us. We apologize for the last second cancellation on Sunday. Technical difficulties. Banks continues his war against Apple and iPhones.
Fuck them. I'm Joy Gang, brother, to the
end. That's why we had to reschedule. Hopefully we'll see you again. If not this weekend, sometime next week. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn those notifications on. That way you don't miss out.
More likely to be this weekend.
But until then, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah, it'll definitely be this weekend. Well, shit. I was about to press another button, and here it is.
Just pray. Every day in life ain't supposed to be, oh, hooray, yay, ice cream. Life gonna keep life.